Hey, well today we've got a great beer to review. This is a 17 cream ale. Another creation from the 17 Brew Crew forum. Hey, we got some good stuff coming out of there. Let's give this is a good stuff. Now this was made by JMCM LXX, somebody who often brings beers to to me to try, and that's great. Thumbs up to him. So he took the recipe and he has created it. Now before we get into this, I've got a little bit of paperwork because I want you guys to understand what this is about. If I can find my glasses. Sorry, hang on a sec. Fall down? Oh, they're up here. Jeez. That tells you not to put things where you can't find them. Okay. A cream ale. Now, I have never really understood what a cream ale is much, other than I made a couple of the Brewer's Best cream ales, and you'd expect it to be something creamy, but it's not necessarily the case, although I do tend to add some mouthfeel ingredients to mine when I make it, just to give it that mouthfeel that gives it the ability to be called cream ale. But it looks like, to me, the official definition of what a cream ale should be is as follows. Medium to low malt tones, corn-like aroma, about 20% of the grain bill being maize, low hop aroma, so a subtle aroma, floral, spicy, or herbal. Neither hops or malt should be dominating the beer. Low bitterness, 20 IBU max. So it should be pale, straw in color, 2.5 to 5 SRM. Light, crisp, and thirst quenching, 4.5 to 5.5 ABV. That's the description. I'm sure Jay got this from a reliable source. That's the description of a cream ale. Okay? So before we open it, here's what Jay wrote to me. The 17 Cream Ale. This is the latest collective effort of the 17 Brew Crew. 6% ABV, 17 IBU, and 17% of the grain bill was flaked corn. So they're sticking to the 17 thing, which is cool because it just is. Just for some added flair, the priming sugar amount was divided by 17. So whatever priming sugar they put into the priming vessel to bottled beers was divisible by 17. Yeah. So mathematically, this beer is a real 17 Brew Crew cream ale. There you go. There is no other one like this one. So without further ado, let's give this a whirl. Now I've chosen a fairly large glass. I've been warned that this might be a little bit foamy. So we will take that into consideration. Doesn't sound like it to me, but you never know. I always love that first little sniff. This is a glass from Hopheads. Give them a little plug. What the heck? Just happened to be the one I picked. Alright, it's not a hoppy beer though, but it's okay. And let's give this a... I can hear the fizz. It's quite carbonated. There's the finger again. So you gotta do that. You gotta do that while you're pouring your beer. Gives you something to do. See? But no, this is going very well. It's very controlled and carbonated. Very nice. I'm enjoying the look of this beer already. Now, anything that comes out of the 17 Brew Crew forum, as far as recipes go, I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be a good beer, because you got a lot of guys getting together and formulating a recipe, and you got guys who are keeping things on track and making sure that the recipe stays within a certain guideline, and you've got all the creativity and minds and experience from all the different Brew Crew members going into these beers. So I have not tasted this. So I am completely... Now look, we've got an upside down snowstorm. If you can't see that, I hope you can. The upside down snowstorm in this beer is absolutely phenomenal. And when you get that, you've got something special. I don't get that a lot. It's creating its own head from underneath, from the bottom. I hope you can move it closer if we can. That's worth seeing. Okay? So that's awesome. That is a sign of a great beer. Slightly cloudy. It looks very light colored. You know, it looks like the is that working? Yeah, that might actually do better than most flashlights. Here's the color of it. Yes, nothing's poking out, no hop, no malt, just very neutral. So it's not a sniffing beer, it's a tasting beer. Without further ado, I want to thank Jay, MCM LXX, and I want to thank the 17 Brew Crew for him. I was in on this in the beginning, but I kind of fell off the wagon. So these guys created this, and to all yous who helped formulate this recipe, cheers to you. Let's give it a whirl. I can, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it lives up to its reputation, or its, you know, proper guidelines. This does live up to everything that I read you in the beginning about how this beer is supposed to taste. It's definitely a cream ale. There's no doubt in my mind this is a cream ale. Lives up to all these criteria. I think Jay might have mentioned to me that it's 6% instead of 5.5, so it's a little higher in the alcohol, but we don't really mind that too much, do we? No, we don't. It's keeping a nice one finger head. A little bit of upside down snowstorm still going on. That always baffled me. Why? How does that happen? Why is that? It's creating bubbles and creating the foam from underneath. That's a well-bodied beer, if I may say so. That, to me, is when you get that, that's amazing. That's really cool. Taste-wise, well, I haven't tasted a lot of cream ales, and there's not a lot of complexity to this beer, which is what is expected of it. It's good. I mean, it's refreshing. It's cold. It's going to take me a few more sips to really get into it here. You know, I'm trying to be as objective as possible, and I have absolutely nothing bad to say about this beer at all, for one thing. That's the first part. I cannot think of anything bad to say about this beer. This is a craft beer. This is a refreshing craft beer that you can serve in a bar from a keg on tap that people would order by name. The 17 Brew Crew cream ale. Sorry, brain fart there. 17 Brew Crew cream ale, or 17 cream ale. This is what I've been trying to achieve for many years, a beer like this. You know, it's always too much hops or too much of this or a little too much fruity flavor or not enough of this or too much carbonation or not enough. This beer here, if you can still look at it and see, we haven't cut much out of this video since I poured it, and you can still see that it's remaining carbonated and there's still carbonation coming up from the bottom. So, the recipe for this beer, I don't know the exact recipe, but I'm sure it'll be published somewhere. Hopefully somebody will send me a link down below. Is a collective effort from the brains of the 17 Brew Crew Forum. Right? It's a collective effort from those guys. It's incredible. I'm actually sad that it's almost gone. You can see the quality of that beer. the color of that beer, the body that the beer still has, even though it's a lighter colored beer, still has that beautiful cap, that, not even a cap, that one finger head on it halfway down the glass. I mean, I don't know much more you can, I don't even know if this is an all grain beer. I don't think it is. I think it's an extract beer, but I could be wrong. Jay's going to have to let us know that. I didn't get any information on the... I looked through the 17 Brew Crew forum down the thread, and there was a lot of posts. I didn't get to the bottom. I didn't get to the final recipe when I decided to review this beer. So we need the final recipe. We need the final recipe for this beer, and if it's there, please post a link. What can I say, guys? I mean, sometimes you have to understand that you can't have good without bad. You can't have light without dark. You can't have positive without negative. But you know what? None of the beers that I've tasted from the 17 Brew Crew forum have been bad beers. As a matter of fact, they've all been excellent beers. When you get a bunch of people together who know what they're doing, who know what they're talking about, and who have the passion to share ideas and to build a beer without being conceited, without being prejudiced, and being able to get along and cooperate, well, guess what you get? You get an absolutely excellent beer. This is an example of that. And I can sit here and talk about this beer all night long, how good it is, and how it still has the upside down snowstorm even though it's halfway gone. Everything's good about it. It still has a head on it. I mean, it's lacing there. Whatever you want me to say, it's good beer. It's good beer. Why is it good? Because you got a bunch of great fellas, and probably some gals too, on this forum making this stuff, formulating it. We should go, public. There better be some microbreweries around here that are willing to brew this beer, because it's worthy. It's worthy of having our name on it. Your name on it. 17brewcrew.com. And I don't get paid for this. Though, I do get paid in a way because I enjoy it. That's my payment. Let's take another, now that it's warmed up a bit, let's take another little go. It has an amazing mouthfeel. The cream aspect of it actually does come out. It has an amazing, smooth, once the carbonation dies down a little bit, it has a smooth mouthfeel. There is the slight taste of corn in there, not much. It's not like a store-bought, commercial Coors beer. The corn flavor is backed by a wonderful mouthfeel, and the balance between the hops and the malt that goes into this, that went into it. The color is amazing. It's a little, I don't care about if it's clear or not. It's not filtered, so why should it be clear, right? It's pretty clear. I mean, you can see through it. And it still has a one-finger head near the bottom of the glass. So with all those things in place, I'm not quite sure what else you could ask for. So congratulations, all you guys. I didn't have anything to do with this. I wish I'd participated more in it, but I didn't. Kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? Right? I mean, that head's going to stay there until the end of time, or till the end of the beer, because that's the quality of this beer. And there's absolutely no off flavors. There's no appley flavors. There's no like esters or anything like that. So kudos to the brewer of the beer, Jay, MCM for knowing how to brew beer. Of course he does. And kudos to the persons who formulated the concept of this beer. Okay, we've got a collective effort here, and that is the best that you can get. Doing it ourselves, just by ourselves and creating recipes are one thing. It's nice to do that, and you get some good results. But when you get a bunch of smart guys, smart brewers going into one forum and collectively making a recipe, that's what you get. You see that? That's what you get. An absolutely amazing looking beer. I'm going to finish this off, give you my final opinion, if I haven't already. That's a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece. Look at that. Look. Yeah. So congratulations, you guys. I mean, you made a good, you made a great beer there. I'm half in the bag now. Drank that so fast. The only thing I can say is keep on doing that, guys. Get together, make beer, formulate, your ideas. Hard pressed to go up there right now and buy a beer that tastes that. If I bought a beer that tastes that good, I would probably do a Craig's homebrew review on it, even if it wasn't a homebrew. But I would probably bring it to your attention. If you can get this beer, try it out. I haven't found a lot of beers like that in the commercial realm. But that's why we brew our own beers, and it's one of the reasons why we do it is because we can make better beer. My son came down here the other day and he poured an IPA that I made for himself, and he took it and he sipped it and he walked up the stairs and he said, "Oh, Dad, this is good beer." He says, "Why would anyone want to buy beer when you can make better beer at home?" Well, he gets it. Just like the first time I let him listen to Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon on vinyl, and he freaked out and he couldn't believe how good it sounded. He gets it. So, thank you, Jay, for bringing me this wonderful beer. He sent me other ones too, which I have tasted and approved. Not that I'm the be-all and end-all approval guy, but I liked them. And I want to thank him very much for his kindness. And you guys in the 17 Brew Crew, listen, man, keep doing this. Keep making these great beers, because you're on to something here. You're on to something. You are on to something here. And I'd give it a 5 out of 5. If it were me right now, I would. But that's not how you rate beers, and that's why I don't officially rate them. Well, if you like a great Pilsner style beer with a little bit more mouthfeel to it and a great flavor, not a lot of hops, not a lot of malt, just something simple and easy and cold, but has more flavor than just your standard lawnmower beer, there it is. That's the one. 17 Cream Ale. That's it. And the yeast, there's a real beer drinker. If you can drink the bottom of that, you're christened. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this, and congratulations to the 17 Brew Crew and Jay for making such a great beer. And cheers to you, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys, for watching.